You lied to me. You promised me. Never one to back down, Karlie smiled and leaned into the microphone. With a cunning smile, she fannied herself as though she had been anticipating this. I told y'all Joc was never done with me, she said. As the crowd erupted, some cast members shook their heads in disbelief, some covered their mouths, and still others chuckled at how completely absurd Karlie's comments were. Kendra was not laughing as she rushed across the platform toward Karlie, her fists clenched and her heels clicking like gunshots. She threw her purse at Karlie before security came, saying, "You find this amusing? Playing into the tension," Karlie said. "Be angry with your partner, not at me." "Do you think it's cute to end my marriage?" Joc tried to step in, his voice cracking as he insisted that the documents were fake and that it was all a setup, but the chaos drowned out his explanations. Neither Kendra nor the audience were buying it, and the stage was in utter disarray. All each denial did was fuel the fires. Rashida yelling from her corner, Spice pleading with security to allow them to fight, and producers frantically waving. When Kendra shook off her hands to switch to commercial, backstage cameras caught what fans later called the most shocking explosion in love and hip-hop history. She wept in the hallway, banged a door, and used a microphone. But even through her tears, her rage was clear. I could hear her swallowing everything she said. He then goes ahead and does this with Karlie. I'm finished. A newborn, a whole infant. Word rapidly spread, and within minutes of the tape, Twitter was ablaze with hashtags like Joc baby drama, and Kendra explodes that immediately went viral, while fan blogs and leaked portions of the conflict lit up gossip sites. With images showing Kendra flipping tables like a hypnotized woman, Karlie holding a baby, and the bottle Joc with his trademark smirk appearing in diaper ads, the chaos persisted after the reunion. Karlie had been keeping this secret for months, waiting for the appropriate time to reveal it, according to behind-the-scenes rumors, and producers encouraged her to reveal it in real time for maximum effect. According to others, Karlie acted alone because she was fed up with being depicted as Joc's ex-lover while Kendra was cast as the gorgeous wife. Her anger only increased when she learned that she wasn't the only one that felt this way. Many cast members claimed to have heard stories of Joc's late-night visits and covert rendezvous, but they kept quiet to avoid upsetting Kendra, who felt deceived by the silence. Along with her husband, it seemed, the rest of the evening turned chaotic as Joc left the set early, but the people she filmed with, whom she thought were her friends, had let her become caught in the trap. With cryptic Instagram posts like, "The truth always comes out and receipts don't lie," Karlie delighted in the spotlight. Meanwhile, he was removed by producers, his hands trembling and his face white, and he tried to contact Kendra, who refused to respond. Fans deluged her remarks with accusations of viciousness. While others criticized Kendra for destroying her marriage, she retreated to her dressing room and refused to record any more scenes. Sources said that if the producers didn't kick Joc off the program, she would quit. "He embarrassed me on national television," she reportedly said to the staff, adding, "You can't pay me enough to sit next to him after this day." One thing was clear by the end of the night. This was not just another complicated narrative. Rather, it was the kind of issue that might change hip-hop and love forever. The reunion turned from a fight and drama to a public marriage collapse, with Karlie Redd holding the match that started the fire. As fans debated online whether the baby rumor was real or fabricated for political reasons, one question stood out above the others. How would Kendra recover from this betrayal? One thing was certain. This was only the beginning of a debate that would go well beyond the reunion stage. The effects of the reunion continued even after the cameras stopped filming. And would Joc be able to bounce back from the most humiliating admission of his professional life? The real uproar began after the actors left the stage and the rumors began to fly, even though Kendra's breakdown was already making the rounds on social media. But fans didn't know that behind the scenes, the situation had become much more intense, and that editing couldn't hide it. Kendra would not quietly leave the studio. She told one producer, "I don't want to hear his voice," as she wandered the corridors, frantically calling her loved ones on her phone. She pushed reject every time. Joc's name came up on her screen, tried to calm her down. For years he deceived me, even on national television. She was angry not just with Joc, but also at Karlie, the producers, and the whole Love and Hip Hop ensemble for not paying attention to the rumors. With his head in his hands, Joc was holed up in another room, begging the producers to stop the video's transmission. "The radio is broadcasting this." When he said, "I'm done," his voice cracked. But the producers knew that they couldn't conceal something this explosive, even if they wanted to. This wasn't just TV gold, it was a record for ratings. "You guys aren't prepared for what's going to happen," Karlie said as she went down the hallway in a glittering costume, smiling at the chaos she had caused and filming enigmatic behind the scenes footage for her admirers. Joc and Kendra both understand the truth. In only a few minutes, her videos received millions of views on Instagram and TikTok. Karlie had more receipts than were on exhibit at the reunion, and her fans were certain of it. The blogs gained popularity. Republished with headlines like, "Karlie drops a bomb," were the videos on gossip websites including The Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked. In the comments, many questioned whether Joc was the father of her secret kid. Run, Kendra. Karlie has been successful throughout the years, yet this man still brings her shame. I don't believe it until I see the baby. It was surprising that Karlie wasn't bluffing. Hours after the reunion ended, an anonymous email showed up in the inbox of a popular gossip website. Tatch's hospital admission documents included Karlie's name. Dates that strangely fell with Joc's professional travel schedule. Even worse was a grainy shot of Joc taken at 3 a.m. outside a neonatal facility. Wearing a sweater and mask, but he was unquestionably himself. The proof was uploaded to the website in a matter of minutes, and by morning, the news had gone national. The headlines were everywhere when Kendra woke up. Every gossip page. The secret kid of Joc and Karlie. Receptions are leaked online. Her phone was ringing non-stop with calls from friends, relatives, and other performers. The treachery was no longer just personal. The public was free to attend. While looking through Instagram, I saw that Kendra had been taken by surprise. In a fit of rage, Kendra replied with a series of her own Instagram stories. Tears were running down her face as she spoke directly into the camera. "My partner received my dedication, my affection, and my future. And this is how he offers me a child in exchange. Behind my back. Of all people, Karlie is the last one I'm with. Do you hear me? I'm done." The pure enthusiasm shook the fans to their core. In only a few minutes, hashtags like Talk to Pray for Kendra and Talk Your Team Kendra gained popularity. They tried to avoid being hurt after seeing the heat. He went live on Instagram, shouting above the clamor of alerts while pacing his living room. Man, you people have to stop believing these lies. Karlie went overboard. She was always messy. "My child isn't that. That isn't how I live." But fans weren't convinced. The comments slid so quickly that Joc was unable to keep up. "Are you lying, Joc? We have the docs here. Kendra deserves better. Karlie told us years ago that you would never change." It's much worse for Joc. Because of his strained tone and frantic energy, fans screen-recorded and studied his live broadcast, accusing him of being guilty. Some slowed down the footage to reveal his trembling hands. Others said that his shifting look was a sign that he was hiding something. The drama had an impact on the rest of the cast. Following her own emotional roller coaster with Kirk, Rashidita went online with an enigmatic statement. "Some of you folks don't even understand what loyalty is. For the sake of a narrative, some of you women need to stop chasing guys who have already been taken." Fans immediately connected her comments to Joc and Karlie sparking a fresh round of debates. She said that she couldn't talk and that she never wanted spice. You're so messy, Karlie. But we can't pretend that Joc hasn't been untidy over his career. Kendra is an unhappy individual. She still wasn't deserving of this humiliation. That single statement, "Poor Kendra," went viral on social media. Meanwhile, Karlie doubled down. When she posted a picture of herself holding a baby blanket along with the caption, "Every queen deserves her truth. Thirsting Datrinoles." All receipts. Fans went berserk. Some viewed it as proof that she was the baby's mother, while others accused her of trolling for attention. But Karlie enjoyed every second of having everyone chatting. The producers rushed to restart. The cameras, after seeing the chaos. Their goal was to record everything, including the phone calls, conflicts, and fallout. Tracks were reviewed, strengthened, and storylines were immediately changed. It was no longer only a supporting plot point. It was the season's main attraction. This was more than just for Kendra. It was her marriage, her life, and her dignity. And she would not let Joc or Karlie mock her. In private conversations with close friends, she exposed Joc for all of his falsehoods and vowed to seek for divorce. The blogger of this. If he thought Karlie was a bad person, wait, she said, until he sees what I do, on one audio clip that was made public. By the end of the week, wrote Karlie, Joc's reputation was in ruins, and Kendra was threatening to sue him. But just when everyone thought the story had reached its climax, it was about to take a shocking turn that would make everything that had happened so far seem like child's play. Rumors started to spread that the baby in question wasn't just Joc's, but might even be involved with someone else from the hip-hop and love cast, and that information threatened to destroy the entire franchise. The scandal had already gotten out of control by the time the second round of rumors appeared online, but nobody had predicted that the story of the secret baby would become even more confusing and dangerous with the addition of yet another name. The controversy was no longer just about Joc and Karlie. According to the rumors, the baby controversy might have involved another member of the love and hip-hop franchise. You all paid attention to Joc and Karlie, and when those rumors started to circulate, the entire group went into a frenzy. It all started with a cryptic tweet from a well-known blogger in Atlanta. A few minutes later, the tweet went viral with the hashtag #YerLandHipAddle. But wait till you see whose DNA those records include. Karlie had supposedly been stepping in for someone else, and screenshots surfaced suggesting that Joc might not be the match for the paternity tests. Fans are always curious. Based on Joc's sloppy reputation as the perfect smokex screen, the speculation grew more and more ludicrous by the hour. Fans accused the producers of creating evidence, while others conjectured that the child's father may be one of Joc's closest friends, or even a member of the group like Scrappy. Kendra wasn't sitting in silence either, as the chaos got so bad that national gossip shows picked up the story, bringing the whole love and hip-hop genre and the hashtag #DoWHS the daddy started circulating. Atlanta franchise into the spotlight, and furious, but desperate to regain control of the narrative, she agreed to an exclusive interview with a popular entertainment website. Sitting stiffly in her pricey chair, her eyes still swollen from crying, she dropped her own bombshell. This isn't just about Joc lying to me. This is about a whole system of people demeaning women, controlling lives, and concealing secrets in order to advance a plot. I'm not going to be duped. That interview created a commotion. Thousands ended Kendra's courage, with others adding, "At last, someone exposing the producers." Kendra was not just blaming Joc and Karlie, but also attacking the producers themselves. Kendra is worthy of better than the horror that Joc and Karlie have created for her. But Joc was running around, and late at night, he was seen by photographers, leaving a lawyer's office with his hood pulled down over his face. Sis is going to burn down the entire enterprise. It was stated by sources that Joc was not especially terrified of Karlie, despite speculations that he was preparing to sue her for slander, claiming that the documents were fraudulent Kendra was going to letting the world know what she knew about his past. Karlie, of course, fanned the fires by posting a video of herself sipping champagne on Instagram with the remark, "A queen never tells falsehoods. The receipts are in my bag." In the comment section, supporters exploded, urging her to produce evidence. However, Karlie stayed silent, implying in interviews that some cast members know the truth but would prefer not to reveal it on TV. Disagreements broke out among the cast members, and a few days later, during a filmed group dinner scene, Rashidita smashed her fist on the table and addressed Karlie, saying, "Karlie, you are really messy." Once again, drawing security onto the set, that one comment nearly sparked a confrontation with the producers. "Don't be upset with me because I'm not the one who's allowing my man to cheat all over Atlanta," Karlie stated. "You don't care who you harm as long as you get publicity." The true shock, though, came when an unidentified person who claimed to have seen the complete paternity report and was believed to be a crew member attacked the bloggers in what was dubbed an insider leak. The kid wasn't really a Joc, according to the disclosure. The father was reportedly another well-known person connected to the program, but his identity was blacked out in the leaked version, leaving just his initials. They immediately went into detective mode when they noticed which male cast member's name matched the initials. The speculation was severe. Fans are shocked by what has happened, and the hip-hop and romantic worlds have been completely upended. For years, Kendra and Joc tried to convince everyone that their marriage was strong enough to endure the constant drama, rumors, and reality TV scandals. However, everything fell apart in the most shocking way possible today in front of cameras, spectators, and cast members who had no idea that they were about to witness history. The phrase became popular after an envelope containing the ultimate betrayal turned up during a reunion session. Joc and Karlie Redd appear to be the parents of a kid who is hidden, according to documents, texts, and photos. Yes, that is the same. Karlie Redd, who has been Joc's sporadic love interest for years. Kendra didn't just cry, she didn't just walk away. She overturned the stage, shouted at the producers, and faced Karlie in an unanticipated outburst of wrath. The video has already gone viral, and fans are referring to this as the most terrible turn in hip-hop and love history. But is much more complicated than TV. The usual chaos of flashing cameras, rumors, and incredible love and hip-hop Atlanta. But nobody could have predicted the bombshell discovery that was about to be made, not even the most seasoned producers. This wasn't just another made-up love triangle scenario or a straightforward quarrel. This was anything that directly affected the core of the marriage between Kendra and young Joc. Moreover, the consequences were certain to leave scars so deep that the franchise itself would never completely recover. When the actors got together for what was meant to be a routine recording session, everything started. The reunion was unpleasant enough already. Once again, Kirk and Rashida had been fighting over Jasmine. Karlie Redd's usual smirks were agitating Spice, who was still furious about her last argument. But then a producer set a large, sealed parcel on the center table. At first, no one paid attention. Joc thought it was just another ruse, maybe some old bills from his past business dealings. But as the present was torn open, everyone in the room gasped. It contained text messages, photos, and even medical information. The allegation was found to have covertly fathered a child with Karlie Redd in jest. Yes, Joc had promised to sever his relationship with Karlie years earlier. Fuzzy screenshots or mixed deems were only part of the evidence. These were outdated paternity tests, hush-money rumors, and Joc storming into a maternity ward late at night are all depicted on leaked footage. Kendra was the immediate target of the gunfire. Her eyes widened, her body stiffened, and she stood still for a while. The audience could see the exact moment her world collapsed, the astonishment turning into rage. The rage exploded, and no one could stop it. She sprang out of her seat and screamed at Joc in a tremulous voice that was powerful enough to silence the entire cinema. Pointing at Joc, who looked like a deer in headlights, she sobbed. "You lied to me. You promised me." Never one to back down, Karlie smiled and leaned into the microphone. With a cunning smile, she fannied herself as though she had been anticipating this. "I told y'all Joc was never done with me," she said. As the crowd erupted, some cast members shook their heads in disbelief, some covered their mouths, and still others chuckled at how completely absurd Karlie's comments were. Kendra was not laughing as she rushed across the platform toward Karlie, her fists clenched and her heels clicking like gunshots. She threw her purse at Karlie before security came, saying, "You find this amusing? Playing into the tension," Karlie said. "Be angry with your partner, not at me." "Do you think it's cute to end my marriage?" Joc tried to step in, his voice cracking as he insisted that the documents were fake and that it was all a setup, but the chaos drowned out his explanations. Neither Kendra nor the audience were buying it, and the stage was in utter disarray. All each denial did was fuel the fires. Rashida yelling from her corner, Spice pleading with security to allow them to fight, and producers frantically waving. When Kendra shook off her hands to switch to commercial,